What is addiction? Now, the reason 90% of people are struggling with this is because they don't really know, is it a brain problem? Is it a dopamine related issue? What is the truth of this? Only then can you truly win the war. I mean, for a soldier in a battlefield, if he doesn't know where the enemy is or who to fight or the objective, then he's just going to be running in circles like most of the people are. So once we understand this more, we will truly, the path will open up and we'll be able to see where we need to go and what we need to do to overcome this issue. Right? So let's begin. This is God in this context, and His light shines over the heavens and the earth. He is the source of mercy, of love, like you already know. This handsome fella is you, and he's upset because of that, which we will deal with now. Okay? This is your heart. Okay? When you were a child, you were not conscious of it, but your heart was surrendered to God. Your heart, as we will know in the previous lessons, was made to surrender to God. Your mind is otherwise known as a temple. So you are a temple of God. Your heart was made to worship God. But as you get older and the egoic mind develops, there are various root diseases that form in the heart, caused by a satanic world, caused by trauma, many things. These can be fears, shame, trauma, and these things prevent you from turning to God. They prevent your heart from surrendering to God. Okay? It could be also arrogance. Now, because your heart is now empty, you need something to fill this void. So we start to look for God in the world. And this is what addiction is. Addiction is idol worship. It's when you replace God in your heart for something else, fake. Now you worship this ugly thing, an idol. It could be the idol of porn, of weed, of alcohol, cars, food, power. We're all worshipping something. We're all surrendered to something. But in this case, with this addiction, especially this one, this is why this is blasted everywhere, because it's the easiest to trap people into, because this reminds you most of God in this world in terms of beauty. I mean, not this, but the woman, the female. She's the epitome of love and beauty in this world. So that's why you run to this. It's the easiest to trap a person into because of the amount of love. So now this is in your heart. And as time goes on, the more you are worshipping this thing, the more you're turning away from God, and the diseases are increasing now. Your heart's becoming blacker. Your life is becoming darker. You're in a spiritual darkness. Now you have anxiety, trauma, you have problems. Your life is degrading. And because these things prevent you from turning back to God, there is now a cycle of escapism. You see? You're prevented from turning back to God because of these root diseases that we will find out. Because your heart needs something. You can't be alone. You need some kind of light. you turn back to this for your escape, for your love, for just something. And then you try to go back to God, but then these fears increase. Say you'll get to 5 days, you'll get to 15 days, NoFap, you're doing very well, but the urge is the desire to run back because of these fears, you see. And when you get to day 15, day 20, you can't take it, you run back because of these root diseases. So let's, for example, one fear could be the fear of the unknown. You're scared to turn back to God because you fear the unknown. At least here you have control. But if you surrender to God, there's the fear of the unknown. And this fear can be so strong that you'll try and try until you finally just run back to a place of control. If we break these root diseases from your heart, then we cancel this cycle. You see, look, it's broken. Which means you won't run back anymore. You will not have any reason to run back unless you're stupid, which you're not. And now there will be no more walls, urge walls, preventing you from reaching God. And now without these root fears stopping you, you can easily turn back. And now your heart will be filled with light. You will be happy. And you will live in freedom and power for all your days to come. You see? So in the next lessons, we will look into the root fears in your heart. We will try to understand what they are, and we will remove them. We will also practice the art of surrender, which is the Forever Pure method. We will also look at the protection, the prevention, the purification, and purpose, which is all essential in overcoming lust and the world. You will understand yourself a lot more, and there's lots to come in terms of wealth, discipline, and martial arts as well. So thank you. That's been the first lesson. I'm Shiraz, and I'm here to serve you. Let's go.